Dark Shadows, number 86, BTR 101466, air 102466, take one.
My name is Victoria Winters. I live at Collinwood, but the part of the mansion I'm in at the moment is a strange one. One that has been closed off for many years, is never used, never visited.
Have you seen Miss Winters anywhere?
Me? No.
Do you know where she is?
No, I don't. I don't have any idea.
Well, I thought you might have seen her, that's all.
Well, I haven't. And I don't care if I ever do.
Here, what's all this about?
Well, I'm worried about Vicky.
Well, she's a big girl, Liz. She can look after herself.
Oh, I don't know. I have an uneasy feeling about her.
What difference does it make? Like my father said, she can take care of herself.
David, please unlock the door. I promise that I won't say anything to your father or your Aunt Elizabeth. David, please unlock the door and let me out.
I've looked everywhere I can think of, and there's no sign of Vicky in this house.
Maybe she's in Carolyn's room.
No, there's no one there.
Carolyn went out on a night like this.
Yes, but she went out alone. Vicky wasn't with her.
How do you know she was? Maybe Vicky went out the back door and met her in the garage.
I don't think so. I noticed her purse in the room, and she'd hardly go out without it.
Well, then maybe she went out for a walk. And when it started to rain, she had to stop someplace.
When was the last time you saw her?
I don't remember.
Try to remember.
I don't remember.
Have you seen her since the last time we saw her together?
No, I haven't.
How long ago was that?
Oh, some time ago.
Maybe she got lost.
What do you mean?
Well, can a person get lost? Maybe a ghost took her.
That's enough, David. You better get ready for bed.
Yes, Aunt Elizabeth. Now they'll never find Miss Victoria Winters.
Did I detect a certain reluctance on your part to discuss Carolyn in front of David?
I've never seen her so upset. She had a fight with Joe Haskell, and she said she was going out and have fun with or without him.
Good for her. I hope she does exactly that.
Wonderful evening.
Well, let's just continue where we left off.
Oh. And where was that?
Well, I was having a drink.
Oh. Well, maybe this time I'll join you.
May I see your identification card?
There are other ways to prove I'm old enough.
Well, in that case, we'll start with a drink.
Don't make mine too strong.
That I won't.
But make it strong enough.
Okay, I will.
Well,
I'm so glad I ran into you at the Blue Whale.
And that's another thing. What's the town's most attractive girl doing in a place like the Blue Whale alone?
I was in a mood.
Have a fight with your young man?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yes, we had a fight. But he is not, as you so elegantly put it,
My young man.
Well, in that case, let's talk about a much more fascinating subject.
What subject is that?
Your old man, me.
Why do you always have to pretend you're so old?
Oh, I always feel that way when I'm around somebody who is so young.
I thought we just agreed that you don't have to see my identification card to know my age.
You're absolutely right. Besides, a man shouldn't talk about a woman's age unless she's under 7 or over 70.
Correct.
Skull.
What shall we drink to?
Well, I don't see anyone else around here, do you?
No,
Well, then let's drink to us.
to us.
What we need is some music.
And motorists are urged to drive with extreme caution, avoiding Highway 202 if possible. 1A is open to traffic, and so is 9. Flash floods due to the storm have inundated routes 208 and the Coast Highway.
There, that's better.
Much better. Besides, with such a storm raging outside, I can't very well go home right away, can I?
Yeah, I wish old Sam was here. He had some kind of Shakespearean quotation for that.
Do you really wish Sam was still with us?
Well, now that you mention it, I think he positively would be a third wheel.
Isn't that supposed to read fifth wheel?
And not if you're riding a two-wheel carriage. And speaking of carriages, yours is very good.
Thank you, sir.
Well, then, why don't you park it right over here?
Aren't I lucky to find a parking place when it's so congested?
Well, you're a preferred customer.
Am I, though?
How else could you find a parking place so easily?
Well, aren't I just a member of the Collins family you've declared war against?
Carolyn, I think the time has come to tell you that we've got to forget about this so-called war between me and the Collins family. Agreed?
Agreed. So what do we talk about?
Well, we can always talk about me and my past.
I suppose there have been lots of girls in it.
There were a few.
Well, in that case, I think I prefer talking about your future.
Where are you going, David?
Oh, I'm getting something to eat.
I thought you were told to go to bed.
I was told to get ready for bed.
Oh, I see. And when have you been so particular with exact words?
Exact words?
Never mind. What are you doing with that silly toy?
It's not silly. Really, it isn't. I can see lots of things in it.
Now, what do you see in it right now?
Well, nothing yet. I have to let it warm up.
Well, your Aunt Elizabeth has gone up to see if you've gone to bed. If she comes down here and finds you here, she may very well warm you up, young man.
No, she won't. Not if I tell her I'm trying to find out who killed Mr. Malloy.
David, I'm losing my patience about that. The sheriff and the coroner are both satisfied that it was accidental death. Regrettable, but purely accidental.
Well, maybe they're satisfied. My crystal ball isn't.
Now, why don't you use your mystic powers to put them to a more practical use and find out where Miss Winters is?
I don't know where Miss Winters is. I told you that already.
I know, and I believe you. That's why I want you to ask your friend in the crystal ball.
But I did ask. And every time I ask, it just clouds up.
Oh. Then apparently there are some mysteries that even your clairvoyance can't clear up.
My what?
Your crystal ball. Go on. Ask where Miss Winters is.
Crystal ball. Let me see where Miss Winters is. I told you. Can't see
Maybe you shouldn't ask the crystal ball, David. Maybe you should ask yourself where Miss Winters is.
You out there? David, I heard you. Now, David, I know that you didn't mean to hurt me. And that you only thought it was a joke locking me up in here. David, it's not funny anymore. So please let me out. And David, I promise you that I won't say anything about this at all to your father or you're around. David? David, please let me out. Let me out! Please!
I tell you haven't lived until you've seen Rio at carnival time. Rio for those few days is like a man didn't have an enemy in the world. And there's nothing to do but enjoy yourself.
Oh, it sounds heavenly.
Well, it wasn't as heavenly as all that.
Oh, you mean there was a bit of hell-raising,
Well, there's a thin line between the two.
I'll bet I know which side of the line you're on.
My dear Miss Stoddard.
Carolyn,
My dear Carol.
why didn't you try that without the mine?
Dear Carol.
Yes.
I forgot what I was going to say. Do you mind if I put my feet up on the table?
Your feet.
First time I did this, in front of a girl, I was the most embarrassed guy you ever saw.
Hole in the sock.
Hole in both socks. Yeah. And to complicate matters, she couldn't speak English and I couldn't speak Portuguese.
What did she do?
Yeah, she taught me a great deal about coffee. There are many theories about the best coffee bean.
Were you in love with her?
Oh, no. We were very good friends.
Bert, have you ever been in love?
Yes. Once.
Is it always such a painful experience?
Not really.
I wish I knew, David. I wish I knew.
Knew what?
Just what it is you know or don't know.
Well, if you look in the crystal ball, maybe you'd be able to see what I'd see.
Maybe I would at that. Well, there's something that I certainly do see.
Well, what? How did you get that key?
That's just what I want to know from you, David. I went into your room to see if you were in bed and just happened to see this key on your desk.
My desk?
I want to know where you got it.
Oh, I don't know. I'd never seen it before.
Things like keys don't simply appear, David. Someone has to put them there.
Oh, maybe one of the widows put it there, or maybe one of David's pet ghosts.
That's who put it there. The widows.
That's enough, David. I know what this key opens, and I think you do, too.
How could I know? I've never seen it before.
It opens the door to the closed-off section of the house.
This key that you found on David's desk, it opens that door?
Yes. There's not another one exactly like it.
Well, I thought you were the only one that had that key.
Oh, there are duplicates, but they all have this special top so they can be recognized immediately.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that that key opens the door.
You don't? All I have to do is go upstairs and try it.
Well, go ahead. See if I can.
I will.
And Elizabeth,
Yes?
you're right. That is the key. You don't have to try it. I know that it fits.
Where did you get it?
I found it, that's all. Found it a long time ago.
David, I try so hard to believe you. Do you understand that?
Thank you, Aunt Elizabeth.
Now that you simply tell me that you found the key and didn't use it for anything, I believe you. I'll go upstairs and put it with the rest of my keys.
David, look into your crystal ball again, will you?
What do you want me to look for?
I want you to find out if I believe you.
I don't believe it, Bert. I simply don't believe it.
What don't you believe?
I don't believe that you were marooned on an island with a beautiful girl for 3 days and 3 nights, and nothing happened.
Well, I'll tell you. Her people were chiefs of a neighboring tribe, and they knew that I was out to destroy them.
Oh, wait.
No. Let me finish. So there I was, alone, with this beautiful daughter in a hotel room.
I thought it was an island.
Now, don't interrupt. Every man is an island unto himself. So, there we were. And I knew that if I made so much as a pass at this beautiful young girl, it would be totally misconstrued. Naturally, the natives would think I was using it to get my terrible retribution. They wouldn't believe for 1 minute that it was because I was entranced by the beautiful fair maiden.
I thought she was a native girl.
But blonde. A beautiful, blonde, young girl.
Did she show you her identity card to prove her age?
Well, unfortunately, there wasn't time. Also, it wasn't necessary.
Why not?
Well, she was a very smart young girl. And she decided that she better tear herself away from me and swim home. She was a very good swimmer.
Well, it's been a charming evening.
You, forgot your umbrella.
I didn't mean that the way it sounded. This has been the most wonderful evening I've ever had in my whole life.
You think we could have a few more?
Yes.
Shall I drive you home?
No. The chiefs might not approve. Besides, I'm a very good swimmer.
Miss Carolyn Collins Stoddard. You'd better be a good swimmer. Because soon you're going to find yourself in a whirlpool. With no way to go but down.
Miss Victoria Winters, no matter where you are.
Henry Fonda narrates the story of the gallant helicopter pilots, doctors, and nurses who risked their lives to rescue the wounded in Vietnam. Watch To Save a Soldier tonight at 10, 9 o'clock Central Time, in color on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.